Looks good.
We got a new set.
Looks good.
Had a baby.
Good enough for me.
Let's do it. Hey, little hip thrust for the people.
Saw that? You saw
Yeah.
That's just a little sneak preview.
Very sexy.
Yeah. Why do we got to start that way?
Run this whole thing back.
Welcome to the You're Not Down podcast.
Welcome to You're Not Down podcast.
Where you see the biggest hip thrusts, the biggest. Do you just want to start over?
I felt like you were fighting saying the biggest co-host, Michael Halftime Rubio.
Speaking of biggest co-hosts, Halftime Ruby, yeah. Give it up.
Give it up.
I am Luis.
Lefty Lucy.
Hey, okay. It's not quite lewd conduct.
No.
Lefty Lucy Castillo. Welcome back. Thanks for listening. Thanks for coming back. This is episode 12.
Episode 12.
Who would have thunk?
Oh, God. Here we go again.
Who would have thunk that we'd make it this far? Because I did not. I really did it. People doubted us.
Yeah.
And here we are.
They challenged us.
Did they? They said
No.
you're. No one said that. No one asked for this podcast. People are actually asking us to stop.
Yeah.
And they're saying, stop putting so much money. You guys build a whole fucking wall. Why? No one listens.
It's just
Please.
a fun hobby. It's just a fun hobby. But there's two people in particular who are not asking us to stop.
Who?
In fact, they gave us a 5-star. I mean, they gave us a review. It wasn't 5 stars. We maybe won't touch on that, but they gave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Mm-hmm. And those two people are, I'll name one, you name one?
All right, deal.
All right. First shout out goes to Big Raj for leaving us a review on Apple Podcasts.
Big Raj. He did give us a 4-star.
Yeah, 4-star review. You know what? We asked for motivation. We asked for critiques. And we unfollowed him.
Yeah.
He's blocked now.
He's been reported. No, and that's kind of my fault because I did say give us a 4-star rating, humble us. And now what do our fans do?
Maybe he was just doing that to prove that he's a big fan, you know? That he actually followed your advice, yeah.
Or maybe we're just producing 4-star content, man. That's on us. That's on us.
That could be it.
And then another huge shout out to Tracy. He gave us a really nice review. Pretty much saying that it's like listening in to two friends, which is what this is.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, you could really, there's a lot of podcasts you can listen to that you learn something.
Right.
You feel like just enriched with knowledge at the end of it.
The same
and
one
then you got ours.
No,
then you got ours.
the sleaziest of all podcasts.
Yeah. No, thanks to Tracy and Big Raj, even if they were 4 stars. We do appreciate it, and it's not too late to review us.
Yeah, keep it going. If you
coming.
want your name shouted out on this podcast, you go ahead and leave us a review, Apple Podcasts, and we'll shout you out.
And you know what? Give us 1 star. No,
don't put that into the universe.
Please don't do that. That's like just one Uber rating ruins everything.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Brings down our whole average.
We got our 1 4-star. We're fine with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got that out of the way.
Now we did. Yeah, we did. Now we did.
What does that mean then?
It has to mean one thing, right?
And one thing only.
The moment you've all been waiting for.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, sit down if you ain't sitting down yet.
Yeah.
And strap on your pants.
Yeah.
4. Fun fact time.
It's a fun fact time.
Fun fact time. Fun fact time.
Fun fact time.
Wow, we are really this is what not drinking alcohol does. Really counting on our personalities for the energy here. Hit us with your fun fact.
My fun fact of the week is I went to the same school for 9 years. Never received 1 Student of the Month award.
What?
Not one.
You were a bad boy?
No, I was just kind of, I was bottom half. In behavior, I was bottom half. But that means you don't even get the most improved like Student of the Month award.
I mean, if anything, you're in the best spot to get most improved.
Yeah. But I wasn't never the worst. You know, so they gave that one to the worst kids.
Did you ever see the kids getting Student of the Month and ever think like maybe I should stop being a little shit?
No, I mean, I wasn't that bad.
No?
A little bit of a class clown.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, that's about it.
That's not the worst type of
I was
kid
a
in
middle of the
class.
road kind of guy.
All right.
Well liked.
To this day, does it bother you a little bit?
You know what? Even that back then, I found it funny, like because I started realizing, like, wait, you know, especially it's a private elementary school, whatever, and I would see, you know, my classmates, a lot of them were from kindergarten to 8th grade,
Yeah.
so I knew them all, and I'd see their names keep popping up, you know, and I started looking back and thinking, my name has never been called for Student of the Month,
And you just got a little kick out of it.
yeah, and I just started finding it funny.
Sorry to say, I'm pretty sure I got Student of the Month every year, every single year. See, it's like everyone thought I was like goody two shoes, but I was just, and I was like, even to this day, I don't like breaking rules. But I just never got caught with certain
Hey,
things.
there we go.
Yeah. I introduced a weapon to the class one time. Did you ever make these? They were called a bean shooter.
I didn't call them that.
What'd you call them?
Titty popper.
Maybe that's why you didn't get Student of the Month. You're saying shit like titty popper in the 3rd grade.
I mean, that's what they're called.
Michael.
That's what they're called. I didn't name them that.
It's the tip of the tip of the bottle, right?
No, mine was the inner ring of a roll of tape.
Okay.
And we put a rubber balloon. Is that what you're talking? Like a rubber balloon, taped it up, and we shot like pieces of paper or you know, anything.
Same exact concept for us, or for what I did, but it was just you like kind of sawed off the top of like a 2-liter bottle, you know?
So you have a knife. you have a knife, but you're using the bean shooter.
The weapon I introduced was the huge ass machete that my dad let me borrow. I introduced that and like fucking, and we would put beans, like raw beans.
Nice.
It would break shit.
Break the skin.
But I never got caught.
Excellent.
Which is why I got Student of the Month. I even went to the Student of the Month picnic that they would have at the end of the year.
Can I tell you another story?
Yeah.
All right. So I think it was like in 5th grade, 6th grade or something. They said, did you guys do like name on the board? If you got in trouble, they put your name on the board.
I think so.
Yeah. So we had something like that. And so the teacher said, if you don't get your name on the board for this week, you can watch a movie. It was movie Friday or something. Whatever. And so I was like on my best behavior because I wanted to watch the movie. So we get to that Friday, and the teacher's like, if you got your name on the board, you have to face the wall. Like, you can't watch the movie. You got to face the opposite direction.
That's torture.
Turn your desk around. Right?
You could still hear the whole movie, but you can't watch.
Yeah. I remember there was like
that's fucked up.
Kids watching them on CDs, like the reflection of the CDs. But before that, the teacher, so everyone turned their desk around who got their name on the board. And the teacher sees me and says, Mike, I know you got your name on the board. You need to turn your chair around. And I was like, I did it. I swear. I swear. Yeah, man. I took offense to that. I was on my best behavior that week.
Like specifically to be able to watch the movie.
Yeah. It was Anastasia.
Dude, great movie.
Or not Anastasia. The one with the little bat.
Yeah, Anastasia.
No, but the bat.
I'll hit him with a hi-yasser and a yasser and a hoo-ah.
But didn't he have a bat movie? He had his own bat movie.
He had his own. I forget his name.
Like Bartholomew or something.
Something weird.
Yeah.
Something weird and white.
Anyways, that was the movie. So anyways, I argued with her in class. And then and
then you got your name on the board for
No, I proved my point and I watched that movie facing forward.
Hell yeah.
Like a good kid.
Ain't no watching the reflection on a CD.
Nah.
I was so good they let me choose the movies that we would watch.
Dude, that's
like
great.
That was a huge privilege, you know. and it's funny because the teacher once told me, she's like, "Hey, come over here." I was like, "What's up?" She was like, "Yeah, choose the movie. Like, you know, you've been really good. I want you to choose what you want to watch." And I thought she meant I could have the movie, and I was like, "Hell yeah!"
Yeah, here we go.
I picked Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Come up.
I didn't get that movie at the end of the day. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck, Miss I don't know.
Steverson?
Yeah. That's actually really close to her. That was a really good kid, I think. My fun fact.
Yeah, let's hit it. Sorry we took so long to get here.
No, it's all good. I once auditioned for a George Lopez movie. Obviously, I'm here.
Yeah.
I didn't get it. It did not go well.
What movie?
The movie was called Spare Parts. And so here's the thing. That has been my only audition, my first and only audition ever, you know? And yeah, I used to intern at a talent management company, and they knew I kind of wanted to act. So they pretty much started like giving me roles, you know, whenever something, I was like cool with one of the receptionists, and he would just send me roles whenever he thought like it kind of fit my description, you know?
There we go.
Yeah, so I was all excited. He was like, "Oh, dude, I have a perfect role for you."
It's appropriate that he sent you a George Lopez
yeah, right.
movie.
No, I mean that kind of
plays into it.
Yeah. He once sent me a role. He was like, "Dude, I think this is great. I think you're perfect for it. Like, this might be the one, you know?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hell yeah, send it." And it's like bald head, tattoos. like fuck you. But no. So one day he actually did give me one. And yeah, he didn't tell me much. He was like, "Hey, yeah, it's the script here. Here's the sides that you would read for the audition, and it's based on a true story." And I was like, "All right, cool." So I was super confident. I even did research on the kid. So the movie is called Spare Parts. It's about like a group of high school kids, Latino high school kids that join an underwater robotics club,
okay.
You know?
Nice.
And they're a high school competing with college students. And spoiler alert, they win. Whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so since it's a true story, I was doing like a lot of research. I was looking at videos of the kid that I was auditioning for, and he had a little bit of an accent, you know? So it's like, "Oh, the underwater robotics." Now I'm realizing why I didn't get the part. That was a terrible impression. But yeah, no, I really studied his voice, and I tried my best to replicate that, you know? And so this was a few years ago. I was 19, probably 19 or 20. And I was a little bit like more in shape. Yeah. And there was a shirtless scene.
Oh, nice.
There's a scene where I'm in the store, and my love interest there, she like makes me change my shirt.
Yeah.
And so whatever, I was like super confident going in. And before I go in, that's when the guy tells me, he's like, "By the way, George Lopez is starring. He's also producing along with Salma Hayek." And I was like,
wow.
like I thought this was a shitty commercial or like a Lifetime movie. You know?
Right.
And so that just got to my head immediately. And yeah, it just, I pretty much blanked out. You know, I go in for the audition, I do my little intro, my slate. And yeah, I called for a line maybe like 15 seconds in. And so they feed me the line, I do it. And then I'm like back, and then I need another line.
Oh,
I asked for a line one more time, and then they're like, "Why don't you hold on to the script?"
Oh,
and I was like, "Oh, that's it. My acting career."
Just said like, "We'll give you a call."
yeah, I would have been fine with that.
Yeah, don't make me hold this script
now
like a buffoon.
Now I'm holding the script, but I was like, you know what? I know the shirtless scene is coming up.
Yeah,
this is where I win them back.
Straight kill it.
And I did a few push-ups right before. Yeah, I was like, this is where I get them. And so like the girl. The scene is the girl hands me a shirt to try on in a store. Okay. Know? So whatever, I take my shirt off, and I'm doing it the sexy way.
Sexy way, yeah. That's the Hollywood way.
Yeah, the arms crossing.
Right, down to your hips.
Yeah.
And you just slowly tuck the elbows, bring it up, shimmy it up.
And kind of for the role and to show my body, I wore a tight shirt. So when I got to my face, I got stuck right here. I got stuck right here, and I'm literally fucking like dancing around with it, and I can't get out of my shirt. And I was like, this can't get any worse, you know? I'm struggling for a hot like 10 seconds, 15 seconds, trying to get my shirt off. I finally do, and then in the scene, I'm supposed to get another shirt and put it on. I realized I didn't have another shirt, so I just awkwardly put that same shirt back on. And dude, just their faces looking at me.
Oh man, that's terrible.
It's funny at the end when I was like, and
scene, yeah.
The guy literally said, "How do you think you did?" Oh, I was like, not good, guys. And I told him, it's my first time.
Let me run it back one time. yeah. Let me borrow your shirt for the spare one. You take off your shirt in front of me and see how you do.
Yeah, no, didn't get the role, and just to add a little jab to the heart, a little shank to the heart. Yeah. If that story wasn't bad already. The girl that was playing the love interest was my childhood crush. She was the girl from Spy Kids, and I would have gotten to kiss her, assuming I got the role.
Yeah.
But get this. The guy who got the role, they're now married.
Oh.
I think they met on that set. I think they fell in love.
Could have been you.
Yep, but I can't take my gosh darn shirt off.
Instead, you're here recording a podcast.
Yeah. Reaping all the benefits, baby. Yeah, I think about that a lot.
I have a funny premise for a movie called Spare Parts.
All right. I'm going to close my eyes. Hit me with it. Paint a picture.
Dystopian future, of course.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, right. It just involves sewing kids' arms onto other kids to make them like what's that called? Like engineered little beings for war.
Okay.
Yeah.
But children.
Yeah, they're children.
So Spy Kids?
It's kind of like Spy Kids, but a dystopian future.
Gotcha. And also, it's got that rated R.
Yeah, yeah, because they're showing graphically arms being sewn onto children.
Dude, you got my money.
Yeah,
I'm an investor here.
let's do it.
Yeah, no, man.
Also, there will be no shirt removal scene in that
Thank
movie.
God.
Yeah.
So I got the part.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, no, I've considered giving it another shot, just acting in general.
Yeah, why not?
I have practiced my shirt removal since then.
Have you got it down pat now?
Yeah.
Trick is to baby powder before you get out there.
You
You don't need any moisture.
or Crisco.
Any
Just
moisture.
lather up. I don't know. I don't think we've talked about this on the podcast,
All right.
but you don't like my method of taking my shirt off.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. It's the sexiest way you can do it.
It is,
It's just beautiful all around.
but
But you're a man doing it.
no, guys do that in movies too. It's like when they're revealing the 6-pack abs that like no one knew he had. How does he reveal them? You put your right hand on your left hip, left hand on your right hip.
Right.
Boom.
Slowly and seductively bring it up and it just
6-pack.
pops off.
Everyone's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you don't think that's right.
No, I don't think. I think it's hilarious. I think it makes great content for this podcast.
How do you take off your shirt? Tell the people then.
How do I do it?
Yeah.
Simple. I take my right hand. I reach the back of my neck and grab a hold of that collar. In one in one fell swoop.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if that's this thing.
Probably not.
Yeah. You just kind of yank forward as you kind of turtle your neck in.
Mm-hmm.
Shirt pops right off.
Right off.
Launches across the room. And now it's like, now my body's on display.
That's how you get bacon neck though.
I'm not worried about that. If that's a quick t-shirt removal.
Someone who removes their shirts like that, clearly they don't have a care for anything in this world.
That's a tactical removal. I'm about to get down and dirty.
Because, I mean, you're wearing a zip-up hoodie. I guess you can't demonstrate it.
No.
I probably chose the worst episode to bring this up. Because I want the people to see.
We'll put it on the Instagram. We'll make a story out of it.
If you want to see Mike take his shirt off in one
fell swoop
motion, comment down below.
Comment down below.
It's actually like if I were to time it, less than a second for sure.
Boom.
Yeah. That's all I got for that.
Here today, gone tomorrow. You know.
On what?
I don't know.
That's what happens when we drink Yoo-Hoos. This episode sponsored by Yoo-Hoo. Yoo-Hoo.
America's favorite chocolate drink. Guzzle down a Yoo-Hoo when you're in thirst and need some vitamin
Dick.
some vitamin D and calcium. It's rich in both.
Yeah, it's chocolate drink though.
It's chocolate drink. It's shelf stable.
There's what?
It's shelf stable.
There's no milk in here.
No milk at all.
Beautiful.
Might be vegan for all we know.
Hey, so vegan.
No, it's chocolate.
No,
it's not vegan.
I don't know.
It's vegetarian though.
Worst sponsorship ever. Yeah. Do we want to talk about anything else specifically? You had some things, right?
Yeah. One thing I read in the news recently today.
What's up?
I mean today, earlier this week. Who knows when? So you know with this whole Corona thing that they're limiting social distancing in crowds and whatever.
Yeah.
That presents one issue for sports, and that's no audience.
No audience, yeah.
Right.
So I watch wrestling. There's no audience.
No
there,
audience.
and it's weird.
It's weird.
Yeah.
You know what would make it weirder?
Yeah. What's up?
Is it if they fill that audience with sex dolls.
Weirder? No. I'm all for it. That should be every sporting event.
That's exactly what happened in Korea.
Hold up. They filled it? Like, how many sex dolls are we talking about?
It's probably like one in every like 10 to 20 seats.
But it's an actual sex doll?
Actual sex dolls.
Not like a mannequin.
They got the big lips and
it's got the holes.
Yeah, I mean you've seen them, right? With the like real.
you mean Becky and my?
Yeah,
I can't use Becky.
No,
we use that in
Becky.
passive. Fuck you, Becky.
That's your way of getting back at Becky. They got that kind of semi-realistic look to them, and they put them in soccer apparel,
okay,
like fan apparel,
yeah,
and even put signs in their hands and stuff.
I love it. I'm in
Korea.
Where I'm just trying to think of like the budget behind that, you know?
Right. There's logistics that come into it also.
I mean, like, I definitely don't know how much these things cost because I don't have one.
Yeah, if I had to take a guess though,
yeah,
$349.99 plus shipping and handling.
And that's if that's if it's not the big booty edition.
Once you put on the add-ons, you get
what kind of add-ons would they
you got
have?
the big booty,
yeah,
you got the big breasts, you got the nurturing nature.
Ooh, that's just a software update there.
You got your lingerie set, different kinds of hair types and colors. Yeah, you want the fingernails painted, that's going to be a little extra.
I feel like nip option, right?
Yeah,
that's got to be a thing. I mean, we were all thinking it.
Yeah,
we were all thinking it. There's so many different. God. This podcast has really taken a turn.
Yeah.
Lino calls us out to loosen up a little bit.
Right.
Try not to censor ourselves.
Yeah, and here we are talking about choosing your own areolas on a...
Choose your areola. You know, like the Mortal Kombat, you're like choosing the fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not going to talk about my nipples, actually. I decided maybe that's where we draw the line.
I think it would be a little distracting for the players.
Yeah.
Because I imagine they're their sex dolls. Because the logistics part of it is, where do you come up with that amount? Was there just a giant stockpile in a warehouse? Which is also a movie plot that I'm just creating in my mind called Spare Parts. Yeah, exactly.
You shouldn't be in the podcast business, man.
Yeah.
You're holding back.
In a world.
That's here. In a world.
Yeah, that's pretty much. In a world.
Where you can choose your own areola.
In a world after nuclear fallout, Korea responds with stitching together different various nipples on sex dolls.
Oh man, dude.
But now they fight back.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Starring Tom Cruise.
I can't even think of what sound effect would go good for that. What's it called? Yeah, no. Because it has to be like maybe bring your own sex doll to work kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Because where do you get them from? Anyways.
That's hilarious, though.
Yeah.
I would buy a ticket to see that. Or if it was
or just the only living person. The only living person surrounded by a group of sex dolls.
I'd still fall in love. Yeah, I wanted to, it was just a random thought. I wanted to touch on something. I've had like a weird couple of jobs.
Okay. All right.
I mean, actually not that weird at all. I mean, my first job ever was like at a shoe store, and I was the worst employee there. It was like a hookup. My uncle gave me the job.
Yeah.
I knew nothing about shoes, but I was a really good salesman, you know? And I would just sweet talk people, man. We're like, there was this guy. And we needed to do training and stuff. So we know like how to sell the shoes or like what kind of like material does what. Didn't do that. And I remember this guy pretty much asked me, he was saying like, oh yeah, I'm going to go snow hiking, whatever.
Oh,
like, are these boots like good for that?
Oh,
like,
hit you with a rough one.
Yeah. And he was like, are they snowproof? I'm like, dude, these are snowproof, fireproof, waterproof, everything proof. Literally, you could have not chosen a better boot in this store.
Life proof.
Yeah, exactly. And like, dude, if you use them and they get affected, I just return them.
Bring them back.
Yeah. Because I mean, you're not even going to have to because that's not going to happen.
Right.
Because
Dude,
these are
all
built.
confident. If I'm that guy, I'm all confident.
Yeah.
Confident. And I'm like, these shoes are it.
Mm-hmm.
My man Luis, the shoe store attendant, would not lie to me about this.
Hold up. Sneakerologist.
Oh, there we go.
Yep, that was my title. Yeah, that guy was back next week, probably after his
wet ass socks.
And I just hit him in the
puddles in his boots.
Yeah, and I was also I worked at a Halloween store in a men's changing room.
Like one of those spirit deals?
No, this was a year-round one. It was a novelty store. It's called Oz.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I worked there, but specifically for Halloween in the men's fitting room. Worst shit ever. I once actually dropped a security tag pin, like a needle, and a guy stepped on it, and it got lodged in his foot.
Damn.
Yeah.
You know what boots he could have used, though?
The snow-proof, the needle-proof,
Yeah.
the Halloween store-proof. Yeah, but I was just kind of thinking about this and like where I am now and how much my jobs have changed, you know?
Yeah.
But you have an interesting job.
Yeah.
Or had one.
Yeah, my very first job.
Yeah. And the fact that that's your first one.
Very first job.
Amazing. Go, hit us with it.
I was a food server for Playboy Mansion for their parties. They'd have parties every couple times a month, and I was a food server there. It was fantastic. Best job an 18-year-old boy
Yeah, I was going to say
have,
18, right?
Yeah.
That's like, because you've seen movies like American Pie and stuff. You have, oh, okay. Well, it's like every horny ass little kid. It's like you see this movie and you think like college, yeah, it's going to be sex with girls, and I'm going to be working at the Playboy Mansion. You did that. Like that actually happened.
Well, minus the college and the sex.
Yeah, but still, you're still winning.
I was just a food server there. Wow, it was a great place to work, man. Everyone
can't
was
imagine.
super cool. The parties were legit, like to the nines.
And because you would actually kind of like hang out, right?
Yeah.
Like obviously you would do your job, but
yeah. Let me start with the crappy parts of the job, because that's what everyone wants to know.
yeah.
Pay minimum wage.
Mm-hmm. But at 18,
Yeah, it was like $7.50 an hour or something like that.
Yikes!
Right, and they were like 4-hour shifts.
Oh,
Right,
okay.
so I'm taking home $30, which is enough to get me to gas, gas and back, maybe a burger on the way home. Those were the downsides of it.
That's it.
Yeah, everything else was upside. Yeah.
What were the best upsides?
The best upsides, well, besides
Don't be a pervert.
besides being able to examine. No, I'm kidding.
Being able to select your own areolas.
Yeah. No, they were just like really legit parties. They were really cool. Celebrities there. I'm not the best at recognizing celebrities, but my coworkers would point them out and be like, "Hey, that's so and so. That's whoever." Saw Mario Lopez there. Sorry to burn you out, Mario Lopez.
You sick.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Which is pretty cool. AC Slater,
No.
Saved by the Bell.
No.
Well,
We have
maybe if he was an American Pie.
Nah. I would know.
Yeah, no, I mean he was there. A bunch of sports athletes. Saw Andrew Bynum.
Oh.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. One of the craziest things though was Hugh Hefner came out. He doesn't usually come out in the parties.
Yeah.
But there was one party in particular where he had like a private cabana or whatever. And, I'm like, Hugh Hefner, yeah, he's cool. He's another celebrity. Not in that place. When he comes out with like 6 big old security guards, and all black and whatever.
Yeah.
They're straight up parting the Red Sea as he walks by. He didn't even hesitate one step. They were just shoving people out the way.
Jesus.
The entire party stopped and swarmed like his cabana. Taking photos and doing whatever. And I was like, this guy's at the Playboy Mansion. Like, Hugh Hefner, like, what's the big deal? Apparently it's a big deal to everyone at that party.
Because he just didn't come out.
Yeah, he didn't really come out.
Damn.
Yeah, it was super dope though. They had some car events or whatever, like Mopar cars, a bunch of Dodge Chargers and whatever,
Dude,
all souped up.
What a first job though, man.
Yeah.
That's insane. How did you even get that? Because it was you and a couple of friends, right?
Yeah. So actually, my brother was working there before, and it was like a word of mouth employment. The chef would say like, "Hey, we need people for this party. If you know anyone, send them over."
Okay.
So that's how I started working there. Worked there for a year and a half, and got 2 of my buddies in.
Gotcha.
Yeah. One of my biggest regret was not staying there long enough, because then I got a real job. But not staying there long enough to bring more people into the fold.
Dude,
just like an experience.
I mean, we weren't friends yet, but that would have been.
Yeah,
I would have been waiting for that call.
Yeah, for sure. Even the reactions of the guests, well, they'd be surprised. They're like, "You get to work here? I paid $500 for my ticket or something like that."
What?
Yeah, it was something ridiculous.
Holy.
And yeah, I'm like, no, I work here. Would you like empanada, sir? It was really cool though. It's funny. It's funny, and I hope I don't expose the Playboy Mansion too much.
Nah.
But so I had to get there a little bit earlier than the party started to start prepping food and whatnot.
Yeah.
And there's no parking there. Like you have to park in the offsite lot and get shuttled in. Mm-hmm. So I see a shuttle bus come off. And there's a bunch of like middle-aged, white collar dudes with their balding hairs and their glasses and whatever. It looks like they've never been to a party before in their life, but they could afford to go to this one.
Of course, yeah.
So the whole bus unloads of these kind of people. And then the very next bus that arrives 2 minutes later, all women. All women, they look like models or whatever.
Yeah.
And after seeing that, I realized this is a big setup. These women are working. They're not.
They're not, like they're paid to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because whoever's at that party, whoever's paying $500, like those old geezers.
Yeah.
Getting out of probably our same bingo van that we had for
yeah,
Vegas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, and that's
funny.
Hollywood too, man. Maybe I'm burning out James Corden. And I mentioned I worked for a show, but I was a shopper. I was a shopper at Old Navy during a thing.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Because it's like, sometimes you just got to plant people, actors.
Yeah.
Because I mean, one's for an image for like the Playboy Mansion, For this, it's like you just don't know what kind of reactions you're going to get with real people, and you don't have the time to like risk that.
Right.
So when they needed a brown boy, guess who they called? Guess which brown boy they called?
Not the sexy shirt removal guy, right?
Nah, that was my brother. Then he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
We'll take the shirt guy.
You said Old Navy?
Yeah.
So set us up. What's the premise of this? Was it a skit or something? What do you call that?
Yeah, it was just pretty much James Corden goes to his like some type of place of work, whether it's a restaurant, whatever. But this was Old Navy, and it's called Take a Break, and he tells an employee to take a break, and he's going to do their job for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was one of the shoppers that was just going around, and he pretty much gives me a makeover. So if anything, like I didn't do it on camera, but I did have to take my shirt off.
Oh, nice.
That's what I've been training for.
Yeah, you pumped out those push-ups real quick, huh?
Yeah. But yeah, no, so, and I actually couldn't take the job because I was already on Jim Jeffries. And because it's funny that my friend Stu he actually said like, hey dude, like we need a non-white person, and your name came up. I'm like, oh yeah, thanks.
Diversity.
Yeah, no, so I was like, dude, I'm on this show. I don't know if I could do it. He was like, dude, it's 3 hours, $600. I'm like, whoa. All right, dude, I'll see you at 9.
Yeah. I could be there 2 hours early.
Yeah, no, so they literally just told me to stand there, pretend I'm shopping, and let James do everything.
Yeah.
And if you YouTube James Corden Old Navy, you'll see the video.
There it goes. I wonder if I could link to that video. If I can, check out the link in this here corner.
Yeah.
I think YouTube could do that. I'm trying to get into more YouTube stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, no, so he gives me a makeover. And yeah, I mean, they just told me like, let him do all the funny stuff, like
okay. Be natural.
So it was super awkward being natural. And it's funny because like since he knew me, since he remembered me when I used to work for him, that's when he was like, okay, I have a little bit more freedom with this guy.
Oh, all right.
And so then that's when he was talking about my jeans and how there's not enough stretch, and he just touches the crotch.
Oh.
And because like if I was just a stranger, if he were to do that to someone,
this is the most Hollywood story I've ever heard. Actually, yeah,
dude, Me Too, like, yeah, could have been a complaint, whatever, and that just wouldn't be allowed. Yeah, he just went for it. Fucking, I mean, it was like the back of the palm.
Yeah,
too.
back of the palm. That's
little sack tap. Yoo-hoo. This episode is sponsored by Yoo-hoo Sack Taps.
Official drink on the Sack Tap.
Yeah, no, so he did that, and then at the end of it, he gave me a little kiss on the cheek too. Also, if it was a stranger.
Oh, very beautiful.
Yeah.
That's just touching.
Touching like nice.
Yeah, no, like illegal touching.
Oh, gotcha.
No, I meant touching as far as like in humankind.
Okay.
Yeah, gentle kiss.
But yeah, that's Hollywood, baby.
Hey.
Fucking busfuls of hot girls.
Yeah.
And brown people just being planted.
Yeah.
Where there's not enough.
Yeah, and getting one planted on them.
Hey. That doesn't happen.
But you got kissed by James Corden.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, keep up.
I'm sorry. That's the Yoo-Hoos, dude.
I could get into a couple things I watched this week.
Oh, you watching shit now?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Yeah,
What you watching?
I've been at home watching.
What you watching? Skinamax?
Scouring the YouTube. Similar. You're on the right. You're on the right.
Just softcore porn?
Not exactly. I mean, the softest of core.
Taxi Cab Confessions, I'm thinking.
It's a movie called Beastmaster.
Ooh,
right?
Some of that weird
Sounds
shit.
sexy, right?
Not
It's
really.
let me set it up for you a little bit. I don't really know what it's about. It's some sort of like 90s movie. It's like a fantasy movie. I don't know. This is a strange thing.
Do you want to actually watch it first?
I watched it, but let me describe it to you.
Yeah.
So there's some sort of prophecy about some child being born of the devil.
Okay.
Of like this mythical devil, you know. It's all fantastic. So there's you know, these, and the reason I said you said Skinamax, and I reacted to that is because there's like these sexy women in there.
And there's probably
Right?
a lot of sex, right?
There's a lot of shirtless. There's some of that, but the weird part is they're witches.
Okay.
So their bodies are all like normal women, whatever, and then they remove their cowl, and it's just like they got melted faces.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, how disturbing is that to watch? It's
I'm rocking a quarter chub right now.
That's all weird. One plot point. Oh, go ahead.
Melted faces, that's it.
Yeah, like
everything else is intact.
Yeah, movie star body.
Hell yeah.
Melted faces.
You know what? I could look past it.
Teeth and eyes and stuff. Very strange.
I think I could still do it. Wow. And I guess I shouldn't be picky either. So
yeah, it makes a little more sense.
But go on, plot points.
Yeah, there's one plot point in particular where this devil baby, the prophecy calls that the witches need to cut the baby out of the pregnant mother.
Okay. Like a C-section.
Yeah. Except that doesn't really happen because they're witches. So what they do is abracadabra magic the baby out of the mother into a cow.
Into a cow?
Into a cow.
Like a moo cow.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Somehow they teleport the baby and it grows within this cow and they slice it out of the cow.
How many things did you scroll past on Netflix before you said, you know what? I think this is the one.
Yeah, I kind of like the fantasy genre a little bit. And this was like a 90s movie, so I thought it's going to be a little bit...
Oh, it's a 90s movie.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit funny or something.
Yeah.
It was so weird that I just kept watching.
Those are sometimes the best movies. Though.
Yeah.
I
Dude
mean,
was shirtless the whole time. Chiseled.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Like, did you remember the show like Tarzan or...
The show?
What's the Princess Warrior?
Xena War Princess?
Yeah, you know how those... I think it's Princess Warrior.
Shit.
But you know how those look?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like that.
Oh, okay.
But in movie form. Yeah.
I'm in. I was just imagining some modern thing like Game of Thrones.
No.
Because like
not
everything
at all.
has sex now.
Not at all.
I've walked in on my brother watch. I've never seen Game of Thrones.
Watching sex?
Yeah, straight up. Did you ever have?
I've never seen Game of Thrones.
Nah, not quite my tempo.
Okay.
I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's great. You know
Classic.
what? I did see one Game of Thrones episode, and it was with you. I went to your house. It was the last ever episode.
Oh, yeah. You're there for the final showing, huh?
That's the only one I saw. And I had so many issues with it. I don't know if you remember. Like, when it ended, I was like, I feel like that girl should have... I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah.
But it's like... I don't know. I could already...
I think a lot of people had that opinion about the Game of Thrones. I think
but people that have watched
right. Yeah. It got rushed like towards the end, and they spent like 6 seasons building up this fantastic story, and then in 5 episodes in the last season, they just kind of wrapped it all up quickly. And
that's what it felt like, even just from an outsider. But yeah, no, there's freaking sex and everything now. Did you ever have a black cable box?
No.
I don't even know how they worked really, but it wasn't legal. It was a cable box. And I don't know if you just attached to someone else's service or whatever, but I don't know. We had this at home, and
It's free everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would watch like freaking blockbuster movies and pay-per-views, whatever.
Oh, perfect.
And I was young. Let's say I was like 8, 9ish, whatever. I think me and all my brothers kind of learned at an early age the movie channels at a certain hour of the day. Those are booby channels.
They come a little naughty.
From movie to booby.
Yeah.
So
movies.
My mom's not going to be happy about this story. But
shout out to Anna.
Shout out to Anna. Yeah, sorry for watching illegal porn in your bedroom.
Oh God. I'm sorry for that statement.
Yeah, no, I was let's say 8, 9, 10ish, around there. And I remember being in my parents' room, and my mom actually had like friends over there having wine, fucking 15 feet away from me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I start flipping, and it's gonna get a little graphic.
Yeah, let's do it.
There's a bunch of fine young ladies.
Yeah.
Just dildoing themselves.
What?
Just straight up. And so like,
I mean, I have cable. I don't have those channels.
See, that's why you needed the black box.
Maybe I watch too much Netflix, too much Beastmaster.
Stop watching naked, melty face girls.
That was only a small portion of the movie. It's mostly a shirtless, chiseled man running around with a sword.
But yeah, no, so I remember getting to this channel, and like, it's not that I was looking for any porn or anything.
Yeah,
I was just going channel by channel.
Yeah, sure.
And then I hit it, and I was like, "Whoa! Like, what the hell?"
Here we are.
And then I'm like looking, and then I'm looking outside to make sure that no one's like coming or like watching. I had to make sure I was coming. Hey, hi-yo, ho,
hey,
ha.
Hey! Successful.
The one time that we needed a laugh track. Bana, so I'm watching these fine young women again. But I had no idea what I was looking at.
Yeah.
I knew those were their private parts, and I knew they were putting something in said private parts. And I had an uncle, not a creepy uncle.
Okay.
He was close in age to me. He's who I always asked questions to, you know?
Yeah.
We always had a really good relationship that way. He was the bad influence.
Yeah, he feels, he tells you the things you need to know but don't want to ask.
Yeah. And exactly how you just put it, you know, and he used to live in the You're Not Down studio.
Hey, shout out.
He used to live in this house. And so like I just called him outside, and I was like, "Hey, I have a question." He's like, "What's up?" I was like, "So I saw this video of like girls putting like swords in their vaginas. Why? Like, why did they do that?"
He said, "Have a seat."
And he was like, "That is called a dildo." I was like, "Oh, okay, taking notes."
Yeah, that's when your Student of the Month awards ended, because first thing back at school.
Yeah, no, and it's well, let me just finish this real quick. Yeah, just because being a young innocent kid, I see something in there, and like I remember it looking like straight up handles, you know, like a sword handle.
Okay,
like
yeah.
I remember looking exactly like that. I thought it was a full on medieval sword.
Yeah.
But yeah, just funny that you say that, Student of the Month. Because my school, I mean, every kid is a little bit bad, you know?
Mm-hmm.
We all watch certain things like that. And so I remember like just talking about it to a couple of friends, and they didn't see the same one, but they're like, "Oh yeah, and I Googled Jennifer Lopez naked." And
oh,
yeah, bad kids. Student of the Month, baby.
Type. Hey.
But yeah, that is my story of first finding out what a dildo is. You got any first dildo stories?
I don't think so.
None you want to talk about since your mom's listening.
No, I mean, no, I don't even know.
You're just gonna leave me hanging. You're gonna let me be the fucking sicko.
I don't have a story. I just feel like one day I didn't know what they were, the next day I did, and kind of life went on. I don't know.
Part of life.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go through puberty, your voice changes, and then you know what
knowledge of dildos.
You know what a dildo is.
Yeah, that's how it worked out for me.
Yeah, and it's funny because that same uncle, like I said, he lived here, so we had a computer in like the main house. He didn't have one back here, so whenever he needed to do homework, he would come inside.
Okay.
And have I even told this story already? I don't even remember. But yeah, I know he was doing his homework supposedly. Mm-hmm. I was doing my own thing, probably watching TV, probably praying the rosary.
Yeah,
student of the month.
Right.
And he was like, "Hey, Luis, come here." And I was like, "All right," so I walk over.
Here we go.
And he was like, "What do you think about this?" And he just points at the computer, just boobs everywhere, dude. Naked girls.
Just tiles of
boob pictures. Exactly. And like slowly loading.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the website still.
Little did he know that was your first experience of areola selection.
Yeah. I got to choose. I had a whole grid to choose from. But yeah, no, so he I guess he just wanted to introduce me to it. I was probably freaking seven or 8. I think dildo discovery was soon after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still remember the website bigtits.com.
Hey, that reminds me of the internet back in the old days. Whenever you wanted to see something, mm-hmm. right? Let's say you wanted to learn a joke.
Yeah.
You just went to jokes.com.
That was one that I was always on. Jokes.com doesn't ring a bell to me.
I don't know if that's an actual website, but that's how internet was for me, right?
Yeah. You would just literally whatever you wanted to search it.
Cartoon.com, or like games.com.
It was just boobiebutt.com.
Yeah, booby grid.
Bigtits.com. Yeah. That sounds like a kid search for it.
Yeah.
Then do you remember when like internet was like straight up dial up?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, we're not that old. We really aren't.
I'm old.
But I remember a time where someone couldn't be on the phone while you're on.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Yeah, I remember using like AOL Instant Messenger and someone would be on the phone like, "Mom, get off. I'm talking to my friends."
Yep.
Damn, what a time.
Chat room. All chat room stuff.
Yeah. Bigtits.com though. Have not been on there since then.
Still paying that membership though.
Should we do it right now? live on the podcast? Hey Mike, what do you think about this? I think
they're all staring at me.
One slightly has a Forrest Whitaker one though.
Yeah, a little Forrest action.
Yeah, I actually think my answer to what do you think about this was, "Oh, that's nice."
Yeah. Yeah, what else are you supposed to say? Ugh.
Where are the swords? Yeah, man.
This is child's play. These swords are nothing.
What a bad influence my uncle was. But I love the guy, man.
Yeah.
And see, now to see him have 2 kids.
Oh, nice.
It's the greatest thing. Because now I'm like, hey, I'm not going to use his actual name. Hey, Johnny.
Yeah.
Come here. What do you think about this?
Yeah, for sure. Someone has to show them like you were shown.
And he's going to be like, my daddy already showed me.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Student of the month, baby. Bigtits.com.
Sponsored by
the biggest tits in the West.com. Yoo-hoo.
Yoo-hoo.
You've been on a Netflix binge though, yeah?
Yeah.
You got the weird witch shit.
Yeah, I crossed that one off. So then I decided to go for something more normal.
Yeah.
Heard of that new show Space Force? Steve Carell.
I just saw my siblings watching it. I've never heard of it.
Fantastic, man.
Yeah,
I love the
it's
heck
a comedy.
out of it.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's a comedy. It's kind of like I don't even know how to describe it. Kind of spoofy, but kind of not really.
Okay.
Anyways, it has the military government starts a new Space Force branch, right?
And that's like an actual thing right now, right?
Yeah. They refer. I mean, we just launched some people to the International Space Station. I don't know if you watched that. Shout out to Bob and Doug. Bob and Doug.
Bubba, what you doing all the way over there?
I recently watched that too.
The launch?
Yeah, they launched there's a new SpaceX private shuttle, whatever.
Yeah, I heard about it. I didn't watch it, but I heard it was like a historic thing too, because it was like from a base that like hasn't been launched from in a while. Right?
Yeah. They said something about the significance of the base.
Yeah, dude, it's weird to think we have a Space Force now. I mean,
I don't think we do quite yet.
No, we do, right?
This is like a branch of military in the show.
But also in like real life. It's like I think Trump like approved the seal of this new Space Force thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm out of touch with my space news.
Dude, aren't we all a little bit? No, yeah, just seeing the cast in that though, it looks good. I do want to check it out, but I've been super bad with watching shit. I'm trying to catch up with Jersey Shore.
Oh
God, I got better things to do.
Yeah, it's like turning that TV off.
Yeah, no, I'll probably check it out.
Yeah, I binged 10 episodes in 2 days.
Do you not have a job anymore? What the hell?
Just kind of phoned it in.
I'm the guy waking up at 3 p.m. every day with.
That's why you don't have time to watch TV.
I have 1 day of work though.
Wake up at a respectable hour. Yeah, wake up at 7:30 like I do, and put on Space Force.
Absolutely not, man. I've been going to sleep at like 6 a.m., 7 a.m. again. My body's terrible. My body's just trash.
It even took me a second to even comprehend that because I was like, does not compute. So what? Have you been watching, besides Jersey Shore, have you been watching anything?
Not really. I mean, because fucking waking up late. I guess that's a factor. But I also live with a bunch of siblings. You know, someone's always watching something.
Oh, okay.
And I don't like watching things from the middle or whatever. And that's why I never watched Game of Thrones. My whole family started it without me. I'm like, never gonna catch up.
No, I get like that sometimes.
Yeah, so it's like, but also, I've been a little bit busy with just random shit. I mean, like editing for Jim's podcast, and this nice ass wall.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna take the credit because you did the most work.
I appreciate that.
No. Yeah, we mentioned it earlier.
Numero uno set designer.
Yeah.
You can't give me the title and then
no.
The betrayal.
We both keep talking about how much we love the wall.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I hope you guys like it too.
No, because we briefly mentioned it during the cold up and it looks good. But yeah, no, we decided just like, we need to liven it up a little bit, you know? So we went to Home Depot, and dude, I feel like I mention this all the time. You're just a proper man. You're a proper man who watches woodwork videos.
Yeah.
And then builds a table for a podcast.
Yeah.
Or like does you mentioned you did like a cutting board.
Recently did a cutting board, yeah.
Yeah. It's like you're just a handy guy and a manly guy.
Hey,
you know?
thank you very much.
You do these kinds of things. I don't. So dude, going to Home Depot with you to pick up this wood, because like all I knew was like, we're gonna build a wall. And like, that's your department. You're the set number one set design, baby.
Numero uno.
And so I was like, like, I trust you. And you get there and you have your freaking tape measure on your belt and you're like measuring shit. I'm like, what the hell? And it was just the most official trip. But it's like, and then
you gotta look the part.
And that's the thing. You looked the part, you talked the part. Because like, okay, no, 56 inches at 3/4, 3/8, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was all this stuff. And I was like, holy shit. Like, dude, I would trust everything in this guy.
I trusted you.
With what?
To pick our beautiful color scheme.
And I didn't trust myself. But no, you were the most confident. Then we get back here and you're like, ooh, no, I didn't do this right. Like, I miscalculated something.
Yeah.
And you're like, we're just going to see what happens.
Just wing it. At some point, you just start nailing things to the wall.
Yeah, that's what we did, dude.
See what sticks.
But no, man, it came out so good. And yeah, because we spent like a full last day on that.
Yeah.
That was like a 7-8 hour work day.
Something like that, including lunch and breaks.
And 40s. And 40s, yeah. 40s and operating heavy machinery. But no, it came out so dope.
Knocked it out.
And yeah, you kind of inspired me, man.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like painting the wall outside right now. Kind of just making everything look kind of as a whole nice. Look at me. All
you don't need no Jersey Shores, dude.
Dude.
Start painting things.
You grow up.
Yeah.
You want to be mature.
Yeah.
Your voice changes. You learn about dildos. Then you just start building shit.
That's it. That's how life goes. The circle of life.
The ways of life.
It's the circle of life. Dildos.
Are we just closing out this podcast singing the Lion King song? It's the circle.
Oh,
okay. That sounds good, Amaya.
Yeah, that sounded great.
The circle of life.
Oh, baby. I think that's where we got to shut it down, right?
I guess so.
That's going to do it, everybody.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for another one. Thanks for hanging in there. Tell the people where to find us.
You could find us on our Instagram, on our Twitter. You're Not Down Pod.
Don't be a dum-dum. Spell your right.
Spell your right.
Y-O-U-R-E. Your.
Yeah,
possessive.
That's how you do possessive. A possessive pronoun. It's a possessed pronoun. I don't know if that's accurate. God,
no, it's not.
I didn't pay attention in school. Oh, as soon as you're watching Anastasia spin-off movies. Yeah, You're Not Down Pod, Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah.
You can find us on YouTube. Right, just search You're Not Down. We pop right up on that thing. We also got our email. Send us some emails.
Send us some emails.
Yeah.
That shit be dry.
Whatever you want to do, send it. You can ask to be anonymous. No problems whatsoever with that.
We don't even get spam email there.
Nah, not really.
How embarrassing. Send us an email, guys.
Send us an email.
Just say hello.
Yeah, say something.
But also, as always, like tell us if you guys want us to talk about something.
Talk about something, right?
Yeah.
That's YNDPOD at gmail.com.
/ big tits.
Nope. Not gonna direct you to our email.
Yeah, do that. That's pretty much it. But of course, how do we end this podcast recently?
We ended with a little motivational.
I'm ready to get motivated.
Whatever. Here's this week's words of wisdom. Fear does not stop death. It stops life. And worrying does not take away tomorrow's troubles. It takes away today's peace. Keep that in mind for the rest of the week, guys. This is You're Not Down Podcast. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
For another week.
Rock on.
Rock on, baby.